Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
G'day, David.
Yes, good evening.
Good morning, guys.
Raining in Brisbane.
Oh, is it raining? Good.
Yeah, raining here too.
That's the layout. There we are. Awesome. Let's get started. Hey, Chris. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good yourself?
Yeah. All right. All right.
Cool.
Okay.
Bit cool here today.
Is it now?
Gold Coast. Oh yeah.
Hey, all.
I've got a jumper on, mate. I think it's about 19 or something. 20.
19.
Maybe? I don't know.
I have. Hey, Glenn. I've got 8.
Hey.
I've got 8.
Oh, 8. Oh,
Yeah.
geez, I'd have a sheepskin rug over me at 8.
Next week we get down to 1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh God, couldn't do that. Sorry, you're a brave man. No, 18. I lied. I'm 1 off. Yeah, bit cool.
Alrighty, so we've got Friday here, lovely Friday. So we're gonna go to, what am I looking at? Forex Factory. We've got core PCE for New York session. We don't really have anything on the docket for London session, so expect the unexpected. I'm actually bullish for some reason. I'll go through why. But I'm looking for longs. I prefer to take longs, I think, today. Financial juice. Is there any headlines? Really gonna have to wait to see this 30-minute candle, how this one closes for German 40. Oh, US military strikes on Iranian targets in Syria. Well, obviously, if we get any headlines like this coming through, that will change my bias. But it's Friday, you know, we're going to finish the week off. I thought the week was going to start with a little bit of a bullishness and then drop off, but we dropped on Monday, and then we've sort of been range bound. So I'm going to go through what I'm thinking. I'm not going to hold any trades for too long, that's for sure. Especially when you can have a headline at any moment. So yeah, all right, let's just get into it. So what I've got is, start with the daily. We'll go top down. So Monday, kick things off. Oh, wait a second. Here's some comments over here. What indicator draws the horizontal support and resistance lines? The I indicator. EYES indicator. So I've got these monthly black lines. Okay, so these thicker black lines, they're everywhere, right? So these kind of stay on the chart at all times. What they are the sensitive monthly levels. So it's where the monthly. Where's my pen gone? Man. 1 second. I'll have to close it and start it again.
You hear that?
I wish I could use the Zoom one. Hey Daniel. Hey Al.
Morning.
Good morning, Sarah.
They're up.
There we are. Got it. Sorry about that.
UTI Queen.
All right. So the monthly. If I go to the monthly chart, okay. So every time a monthly candle's closing, this is where I'm drawing one of these black lines on the actual closing price. Okay. So I do that for like I missed this one here. If I've got like too many in the same area, I might skip them. But it's more like trying to get these like more even spaces. Okay, so when you get the monthly, because the monthly's coming to a close and they're pricing in data, and the biggest news that we have at the end of the month or start of the month is the first Friday of the month, and that's your NFP, and it kind of gets priced in a little bit. So where the monthly candle closes is quite an important little area on price. So I'd usually keep like the last like 24 months or so as these thicker black lines. And it's amazing how like these lines, like they don't really base my trading specifically off them, but I do keep them in mind on lower time frames. They can be quite sensitive. So on the monthly, it looks like there's too many lines. But as soon as you go down, like get down to the daily, and then get down to like the hours and 30 minutes, then they come nice and nicely spaced apart. When am I going to do gold? I will do gold in New York session. So for now, I'll just do German 40. Okay, so what we've got here, the start of this week, this one here was Monday. So we closed with no bottom wick on the previous weekly candle. On Monday, we just shot straight down. And if we look far to the left and we go back all the way back to March 20, the reaction here was about almost precisely 50% of the liquidity candle where price pushed up. So a nice little reaction point. We had plenty of daily wick rejections in this line as well, 6 to 7 months ago. Then on Tuesday, we finally found that recovery. Then Wednesday, it was really nice. I kind of like consolidated between this like support and resistance. And then yesterday, Thursday, we had this lovely, lovely drop. Now Friday, what I noticed on Thursday and Friday, well, this morning and for yesterday morning, is that we actually opened with a gap. And that's not the most normal thing that we see on German 40, but we opened yesterday with a gap down, and we opened today with a gap up. So something happened in that hour that the market's closed. I want to go to a lower time frame. I had some zones in here yesterday that now we've sort of ranged through it. I'm not really interested in the zones, so just to keep the charts a little bit cleaner, I've separated stuff a little bit more. So these purple areas are the gaps that have been left, like they haven't been filled. Like this wick here yesterday in New York session filled a little bit of the gap, but not fully. So I do have this little purple zone as left here, and then I've got today's one where we've opened and just pushed up from there. 4 hour doesn't really give me many more other data points apart from we have little 4 hour, 3 hour, 1 hour. This is all the same candle. This is a doji low from yesterday New York session, really late in the New York session. It was like the last 1 or 2 hours of the trading day, and then we push back up. So that doji is there as a potential point of interest for us to fill. Okay. Going down to the 3 hour. Okay, 3 hours sort of just drifting here. I like on the lower time frame, so 2 hour. Still not a whole lot to see. Like, it's a little bit annoying that we're sort of stuck in this range at the moment. So I'm pretty hesitant to like get involved with anything here unless I've got like quite a clear read on this next the last 30-minute candle. We've got 9 minutes before London Open. So let's race down the time frames. Okay, 1 hour. We can see this is currently the Frankfurt Open candle, and this is German 40. You can see on like the little watermarks, quite faded, but this is the German 40 candle at the moment, the opening candle. At the moment, it's not really given too much information. You know, it's like a little fat body doji at the moment. We've got nice gap up. I mean, not gap, I don't use that word, but we've got a nice gap above here that price could fill quite comfortably. And that is currently, it's around 20 pips. So let's see. I'd prefer to be taking longs from like down over here somewhere, to be honest. Like I don't really want to get involved too much into this range. Let's go 30 minutes or go 45 minutes. 45 minutes. If you can see, like there's a little bit of a sensitive. I did have a level across here. You can see that it is a little bit sensitive. Okay, you got an Asian low. Then we finally close underneath it. Then we've got a couple wick rejections. Then we've got a lovely impulsive candle pushing up. Then another one closing back below it. Then it was holding the resistance, dropped down to the next support, came back up, hold in again, dropped down, grabbed liquidity from a little bit lower from this London low. Then we were able to push up, and now we gapped up, and now we're sort of stayed underneath or above it. So we know this is a sensitive area, and it's right in the middle of this, well, not quite in the middle, but it's pretty much in the middle of this range. So you've got to say we're ranging right now. On the 30 minute, okay, 30 minute, the first 30 minutes of this Frankfurt Open, took the liquidity from this little doji high. We've got the closing neckline from New York session as well, and we had a lovely little drop from there. So now this 30-minute candle is going to tell me a lot of information. I'm just waiting for this one to sort of tell me what's up. We've got no bottom wick on this candle, so I would imagine that we're still going to, you know, this is a bit of an imbalance right over here. Over here to take. But I'm not really interested in buying from this zone. I would be interested in buying from potentially here. Otherwise, from down over here. Now, if this 30-minute candle can actually close bearish, then I potentially could take a little scalp, maybe down to that area, knowing that it's against my bias. Usually when I do that, I'm never prepared to take the buys. So that's the only thing I'm cautious of, that when I do have a particular bias, I typically only I don't like to ping pong the market too much. It's not my favorite thing to do. But if there's even if this 30-minute candle closed something like this, and the next one wicked up, I could actually potentially get involved there, because that's 50 pips. It's about a 50 pip range, and I would love to see this gap filled. I just need to see what this is looking like. So I'll look at the lower time frames and just see if we are creating a bit of a resistance. But I do think we've got all the potential in the world to be taking this at some stage today. So that's why I don't want to really hold on to sells, thinking that I don't think with the sells that I take here are going to last that long, right? And because it is a range, we could get chop. And that's what I don't want to be involved in. Hey, Ellen and Sam Kelly. All right, so 15 minutes. Yeah, kind of just going sideways a little bit the last 30 to 45 minutes. 10 minute, sideways. 5 minute, sideways. But on the 5 minute, we do have we've got a rejection wick right over here. Okay, and then we've got a second one that's retesting that neckline. So we do have like a little resistance formed. That is a little resistance zone. What about the threes? Do we have any like clear liquidity? My idea actually would be, this will be something I execute on, because I do want to take longs, but I'm trying to figure out a sell idea as well, because I do think this is a very doable area. So if it wicks up first and then is coming down and breaking this area, I will look to, it's got to wick up first, then break the euro low, and if it can stay underneath here, then I will look to trade it down to this gap. I don't really know where I'm going to get the longs in just yet, because I don't know if it's going to hit this price gap. It could easily come all the way down to here. That's why I do kind of want to have a sell, just in case that happens. I'm going to close most at this price gap area, and I'll leave a runner with stops at break even to see if I can just hold it down into this area. If it can push into this area, it will probably take like 30 minutes to play out, but I think it could do, and then go all the way back up if it is getting down to this gray area, and we could actually have a bullish London session. unless unexpected news comes out. So that's the idea. That's the idea. I'll do a little pathway. So if we can take liquidity from above, and then we can hold. I'll aim for something like this with a runner. With a runner to continue down to this area, if that's possible. Okay. If we can get down to these areas, this is where I'm looking for price to do something like this. I have a bullish London session. All right, so we've got 1 minute. What do you guys reckon? I got it all
I like
chart.
that idea.
Yeah. I didn't see any clear read to get into a trade earlier than here. Not like yesterday. Yesterday gave a lovely read. This was a nice over here, because it was at my area. Yesterday that was a nice little sell before London session, but now we are actually in the middle of nowhere, just going sideways. So it needs to do a liquidity grab first. I'll have my thing ready. We've got 20 seconds.
Crazy where we're at price right now. We're right at the London high from yesterday.
Yeah, just ranging, hey.
You pulled it back to that point and then stopped.
Okay, this is the open now. Okay, do a little liquidity grab before it drives up. Nice. See if we can break the euro low. Flip bearish. Retested this 30-minute candle, the neckline. Retested there. Oh, Peter, best ever trading yesterday. Awesome. Okay, break this low. Come on, you can do it. Nice. Alrighty. Give us a little pullback now. Break that low a second time. And then I think we've got a nice little 40 pip move to the downside. Indeed, Ivan. Yeah. That's the 30-minute HCS setting up. Little pullback, break a second time, and then we're good. Just a little flip up. And then start to break down. So just need like a little candle, even like on the 1 minute, to start to close underneath here. Break its own low now, then I think the top wick is finished. It's a pretty nice that last few seconds on that 1 minute though.
3 minute didn't close very nice.
Yeah, it was the last few seconds that it didn't close very nice at all. But because I haven't planned the buys just yet without it coming down a little bit. Morning, Rob. Where are you now today? Are you still in London? Are you on the move? Leaving London today. How's your time there, mate? Do you enjoy it? Pissing down. Yep. Welcome to England.
Not missing much. Pissing down to Sydney too.
Oh, you're on the move, Sarah. You leaving London, Euston. Where are you going? Oh, you're coming to Manchester. This is today with your daughter. See, what's important not to get into the trade too early. The first break is difficult to not like. You don't often get a clean break without some chop. If we start to break this low again, it'd be beautiful. Because we want volume to kick in now. We don't want it to hesitate too much around this level. Alright, let's go now. Come on. Drop. Beautiful. Come on. Oh, you're near Manchester, Adam? Whereabouts are you? Yeah, wear a raincoat for sure. Every time I've been to Manchester, it rains.
Nerdy's looking really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's go. Come on. Drop, drop. Drop down to this 14708. Place called oh yeah, I'm in Leeds, so you're really close to me. Okay, so 30 minutes. Just be careful. This little zone could be a little bit bumpy. We're at this no wick. Hopefully it just gives a straight break underneath. Hold as resistance, and then it will fund the rest of this move down. But this could be a bit bumpy right here. This is where I don't want it to reject from. Hopefully the euro low can hold. There's a pretty of a shallow pullback for that long. It makes the long a little bit harder because it's looking for a long from the middle of the range. That's what I don't want. I want to see a deeper pullback for those easier longs. Okay, break its own low again. Come on. Okay, so if it's rejecting too many times, if it's breaking the zone high, not a good sign. Don't mind, you can do it. You've got all that momentum from London. Break. Alrighty. Now, as we're approaching this gap, okay, it's going to secure a little bit right here. Stops are a break even now, just above this candle. The rejecting from here I don't like, because we're in the range, could really bounce from anywhere. But I think it's got, hopefully it's got enough momentum. Every time I say hope, like that it should be good, it might pull back a bit. But should have locked in something there. You're like up quite a few pips there, like 20 pips at least. So I don't like that, especially on a Friday. Yeah, if we can just keep on dropping to 707. Who's in this trade as well? Anyone? You guys gave plenty of time to execute into it.
I've closed all my positions.
You closed, Glenn? Nope.
I'm in there.
Dave's in, Al's in, Bill's in, Jim's in. Ivan closed by accident. Tom's exited already. Marion, you're in. Awesome. Good work, guys. LN, you're on for the win as well. Got the W. Daniel, we've closed completely now. PD just closed. That's all good, mate. You've got 20 pips, guys.
Yes, I am in as well.
Samir, awesome, mate. Tim's, you're in. Oh, Mustafa, gosh. Annie, you just closed. Yeah, like, you know. Can't be a losing now. Can't be a loser. Good job, guys. Good job. Yeah, the 30 minutes looking like it could seriously drop. I just don't like how it's in the range. So like where this is formed, it's not the best position area. Like it's not the best. It's not the clearest zone. Bill fully closed now, about 22 pips. Now it's time to drop. So, James still waiting. I'm still waiting. What are you looking? You looking for the long zone? I know. There was a trade I took on. what day was it? It was the day I was walking, and I literally was like, beauty, closed it, and like 2 minutes later, it just spiked 50 pips. Literally 2 minutes later. I was like, I thought I was seeing something because the price was, I'm not sure where it was, but it was like in the 90s. It was like maybe 14,790. And I looked again, it was like 14,840. I'm like, oh, what's going on? It's like I thought it just had frozen and like looked at the price from like days ago. All right, we're in this gap now. Pretty much. Well, my broker, on the broker, we're this little wick is a little bit different. So I'm pretty pleased with that. This is where I'm closing pretty much everything now. This is where basically my target was. I'm gonna leave a runner to see if I can get this dotted line now, but pretty much closed most. Yeah, I'm just, it's like this, the last little bit, it's not really going to matter whatever happens, the remaining position, even if it pushes down. It's not overly profitable. It's more just to see my idea. More just so I can be part of this move if my whole idea plays out. But in terms of like profitability for this trade, it's done its job now. Awesome. Well, that was a nice easy one, huh? Now for the buys. I don't have to ping pong this market, but I'm gonna put this down as a win. Yeah, see ya. See you tomorrow. Day's done. I'll leave this here for the review I've got to do later on. Notice where it reacted from as well, like approaching this gap. I actually hit the price gap on the broker side of things. But notice on the 3 minute as well, we've got this candle, no bottom wick. And you got when you see this is something I see a little bit. When you see a candle with no bottom wick, but the previous candle has got a different closing price, use the closing price. Okay, so like I like this as an imbalance, but I'll use this closing price for that imbalance, and you'll notice how often it will react from those levels. Yeah. So that's a little price action detail. That's why choosing a broker. I mean, you get the same if you'd use like OAND or FXEM, I think it is. But what they'll do is they'll always match the opening tick of the new candle will always be the closing tick of the previous candle. Whereas Pepperstone doesn't do that a little bit. So you don't see the reason why, like it does make the candles look cleaner on some of these other brokers, but it means that you won't see the gaps either. And some of these gaps are quite important to view. All right, so now for the longs, this pattern, spiky pattern, it really could be like whether it's going to be from this gray area or whether it's going to be from here. I'm not too sure. So I'm going to let it I think any significant turnaround will take some time. So I don't want to take like first touch, because often then you just get caught in the chop. Especially just taking after having a good start to the Friday. You don't want to go and live in that feeling for a bit longer. You don't want to just go throw it away. Throw that feeling away by taking a trade where maybe you're a bit more excited because you're just taking a win. But if it's a planned trade, go for it. If it's not a planned trade, it's just now we're pushed down, now we go up. That kind of impulsive decision. Most of those impulsive decisions is where you really find yourself unstuck. Okay, so for the buys, I will plan buys from here. I won't plan any more sells. Well, I'll say that, but maybe.
Hey, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, mate.
Mate, in those price gaps where it gaps up in the morning, what is in that never space. Are there orders there, or essentially what's in that? Is there no orders? What does that look like?
It's just because the price is always moving continuously. Price never sleeps, but the broker closes for an hour. So you can see the last candle here is it basically this 3-minute chart. So this one here closed at precisely 2200 UK time.
Yep.
The price is still moving, but then when the broker opens 1 hour later for this, so the broker will stop transmitting price to you at 10 o'clock, and then at 11 it'll start transmitting to you again. And if price is significantly moved in that 1 hour, it'll just appear as a gap because the broker hasn't transmitted the data. But at that time of day, you don't expect much movement. And when you see like those clean candles, we know clean candles often get filled. So it's just the same thing. Like when you see a gap, that means there was a clean candle there. So when there's a clean candle, price often fills it again.
Beautiful, thanks, mate.
You're welcome. So it's no different. Like the theory, like there is nice trading strategies around, like filling the gap, trading the gap. It is literally the exact same thing as seeing a clean candle getting refilled. It is no difference. It's just you're looking for this at a particular time when the market was closed, low volume. When you see those large impulsive candles, they're kind of weird movements. Price will rebalance it. So same thing here. If say the broker just for some reason closed here, and then 6 minutes later opened and price is up here, something moved pretty quickly to create this gap, and then so when the market's coming back down to it, those gaps get filled.
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks, mate.
No worries. What pair? German 40. German. You see on the. I just keep the watermark quite faint so it doesn't distract me. Okay. I appreciate that you guys can't see it. When I'm in full screen mode, you can't see it, but when it's in all chart mode, you can see the pair quite easily. Lovely 15-minute HCS from the Asian Doji.
Yeah,
yep.
It helps. Sorry.
Go on, Samir.
This watermark.
Yep.
This watermark helps to see the time frames.
Yeah.
Which you are talking. Yeah, that is important. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to find a balance though between it being too visible for me because I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
no, this is fine. We can read it.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna take this opportunity to grab a coffee while it's in this chop session. Right.
Bye.
Bye now. Yeah. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. I'll be right back. All right, we're back.
Yeah. Wasn't much, but could have shouted a couple of coffees with that.
What was that?
So it didn't make much while you were gone, but I could shout you a couple of coffees.
I'm trying a coconut coffee today.
Ooh. Very fancy.
Yeah, I had to buy some decaf, but we couldn't get the one I liked because my partner's, she's still allowed one coffee a day, but then she'll have a decaf espresso later on. And I forgot to buy it in the last order, and so I had to buy to save on shipping. They want you to do like a minimum order, and we go through a bit of coffee. So I thought, I can just buy extras, but then just to pump it up, I just bought a whole bunch of different, like coconut one here, this other one, and then 5 boxes of decaf. Then they had like this coconut one. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. It could be better.
Where do you buy your coffee from?
Just a website, coffee supplies. So we just got like those Nescafe. Sorry, not Nescafe. Is it Nescafe? Nestle. Dolce Gusto. It's like a coffee machine. It's actually pretty decent. We had an espresso, but I left my machine in Australia. So then my partner had this one, and you sort of fall in the trap that when the machine only broke once, but we already had like a big supply of coffee. So then we buy a machine to go through the coffee, but then we don't want to like update the machine. Used to just be able to buy in the store, but they just like the supermarkets only stock they don't stock like the real nice, like I have a long coffee in the mornings when I'm trading, but then afterwards I just drink like an espresso, and then they don't have like nice espressos in the store. For some reason they stopped selling it, so we've got to get this one from a supplier. Adam, all the details are on my website. Just check out my channel. All the details are on there. Kind of did the same thing as yesterday, didn't it? Like on a smaller scale. Like yesterday's, we had the initial push straight down on this 5-minute candle, and then we sat through 40 minutes where it kind of just consolidated. Same thing, we sort of pushed down, not as dramatically as yesterday, but we didn't have it like yesterday had a cleaner range. We had this cleaner gap to fill. Where's price? Oh, yeah, sorry, a gap from the top side. We had this like nice clean range to push straight down, but then today is we had smaller range to fill, but the same thing, impulsive push down, and now it's just consolidating. The more it can reject here, then we can see that those buys take place, but I'm really skeptical of this zone.
Hayden, can I just ask a real simple question with TradingView?
Mm-hmm.
How do you turn off the daily separator, the lines, the vertical lines?
Oh, right click on your chart, go settings,
Oh gosh, okay.
and then it's in scales. No?
Oh, somewhere in there. Scales, symbol, no, count.
Oh,
Titles,
background, grid lines.
events. I'll play around with it.
It's in here somewhere.
Yeah, okay. Chart settings. Yeah, I'll go through it. Thanks. Oh,
Yeah, here it is. Events,
oh,
session breaks.
okay. Session breaks, okay. Thanks.
Anyone have any questions about the setup? You guys understood it?
$15's looking good.
Yeah. Oh, Tom, you got a picture. Yeah. Yeah. Nice setup, huh? But this was pretty, like, this wick up here happened pretty quickly, didn't it? Like it was like really spiked up and really erratic that stage. Because this was the opening few minutes of the London Open. What's this? What have you got this EMAs on? Is this part of the indicator? Or you've added this?
It's an option in Jim's setup.
Oh yeah, if you put all of them on, looks like my dinner might cook like tonight, spaghetti.
It's looks like a bit like an Aboriginal painting, I think.
Yeah, the little dots in that. So this is the waves. Hey, Jim, did you? This is from that other thing, wasn't it? When it was flipping, it was giving you that buy and sell signals.
Yeah.
How's it
Yeah.
been going? Are you liking it?
No, I've spoken to George about it a few times. In the open of the London session, if you've got a reasonable move on the 3 minute, it actually it worked quite well. So if you
Oh, so for some reason I've got the old one on again. Don't know why it always does that, reverts to the old one. Which EMAs was it?
No, if you take those off and go down to scroll down, and then just do click EMA fill.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the 8 and 20.
Oh, I see.
Green shows 8 above 20. Red shows 8 below 20.
Yeah.
And then if you've got a candle, just annotate it quickly. Are we safe on price? We're not.
Oh yeah, it's just consolidated.
It's just ranging. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Annotate. Here we go. So where you can see that the 8 is below the 20. So that's on a, as long as the 8 is below the 20, and then you have a close below the previous candle.
Yeah.
It will show you a little sell signal here. And it's really a enter here, enter there, and stop loss there. But you just keep following it down. So this is another one here. So enter here, stop loss here. These are actually very big candles. Actually, when they're slightly smaller, it's better.
Like over here on the left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So here, for example, that's a enter here, stop loss here, enter here, stop loss here. So it checks the low of the candle, checks the close above the previous candle. The 8 and 20 are in alignment. Obviously, it's got to be with your buyers. But the first one after a pullback usually works the best. So this is a pullback here. So this candle is the one that would probably work the best. But it actually works quite well. I mean, this is an Asia session, isn't it? But actually in the
volume
London
session
and the New York session, when things are starting to move and the candles aren't too big, especially after a little pullback like that, the first one tends to be a winner actually.
Yeah.
I've not gone back and tested it a huge amount, but I have used it a few times and it's worked. Yeah.
I can see opportunity for scaling. Hey,
Yeah,
well,
it's a good scaling.
I've got Bill here as well. I was thinking for this weekend we can have a catch up, perhaps tomorrow.
Yeah, of
Go
course.
around.
Yeah, I've got all the. I mean, my code contains all the rules anyway, so I can easily translate that and let you know.
Bill, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Cool. It's
Oh, Bill's your developer on MT5. Yeah. Hi, Bill.
Hello. Yeah, no, I can do this weekend. You
awesome. Yeah, Saturday's better. After the study session.
I'm pretty much free. Are you in the UK?
No, he's in Australia.
Oh, okay, all right.
Cool. We'll line that
that's
up.
you, Jim.
I'm in London, UK.
Okay.
I disappeared for 5 minutes before that conversation. So are you changing your? Are you looking for maybe additional sells?
I was waiting to see what it was going to do underneath here. So the bulk of my trade was trading down to the Asian low, and then this bit here, because I wasn't convinced for buys from this area. I can see us dropping further. So the dashed line is my runner.
Right. Okay.
So it's only really small. It's just for me to partake in the trade, but it's just for me. It's just for me to visualize.
Yeah, I got 10% running as well. Like you said, only small.
Yeah, I've got even less than that. it's basically just 0.01 for the runner. I didn't even leave. It closed easily 99% of it. I thought I made a boo-boo as well because I went to close and I closed a little bit too much. Like I didn't actually I just hit the button a couple of times and it closed it pretty much all the way down without closing it. So I was like, oh shit. I wanted to keep a little bit going on this one, but I closed more than I meant to. For New York low, I don't think I'll get the New York low, or maybe. I really would love to take the buys from under here, because the way I'm seeing this is, if I look at the 30-minute chart, that this is just it's an ugly range area, and I had those zones in the middle for like, oh, it's not as thick as that, but there were a couple lines, a couple zones in here. And now that once we've created all these like highs and lows, now I'm not really interested of using data points from here. Like, I'm not really looking at this as a particular candle, because what I'm looking at is over here to the left, and over here on the left hand side, this gray section is really like, you know, when we had all that huge momentum from the start of the week on London session, that momentum stalled. It literally just stopped dead in its tracks right here. Okay, and this was that previous weekly, like from March 20. This is where it just stopped. So this gray section is this bearish candle's body. And then we had all that momentum from yesterday. So this is like, this push down was carryover from like, is tensions going to escalate even further? And at the moment, they're not really. They're sort of simmering around there. They're sort of threatening to break out. But this was like, I felt like this was carryover orders from the week before. And for some reason it stopped right here. And then for yesterday, it stopped right there again, on the top of that body. So for now, I could really see this pushing down, and I don't want to use data points or zones of interest formed from price action here. I'm kind of just thinking that if it's going to go up, it might sweep and break these lows, because I can just imagine that there's going to be like just a ton of breakout sells ready to go there. So I think there could be a lot, like a huge release from this area, but I want to see price manipulate it a bit, attack it a few times, not be too hasty in this move, and then look for long. So even if this happens in New York session, this will be a New York idea. For buys, I really think we'll take up this at some stage today. So the lower it can push down, the better it is going to be. That'd be like 160 pip move to the upside, perhaps more. Oh, that's your sell target? Yeah, that's where I'm looking to sell down to as well. If it can just manage to survive the pullback, the runner will stay intact. But I really don't. I mean, I could leave my stop loss up and then take a small loss on the runner to see if I can survive that pullback. I mean, that because it's so small, that little loss is actually not going to affect the trade outcome whatsoever. It's just the way, like, there's a pride thing on this one, because on the terminal, on the like when I do the breakdown later on MT5, it will show as, you know how MT5 just shows, you know, you've got a fraction of the trade running out of like the total lot size that was going, or it says it's closed, like all but. When you actually look on the dashboard, it treats every single trade individually. So it'll be like, if it pushes up, it'll say, oh, you took a loss. Okay, for buys, I mean, if this is going to hold, I can't say that, like, if this truly is going to hold, what I want to see is it threaten to break out, have that pullback and take the second break. Same as yesterday. Same as yesterday. So I'll show on this chart, because I think we've got time, hopefully. I'm not going to rush these buys, that's for sure, but the more it threatens to push up, what I'm thinking is it to do something like this. So at the moment it feels like it's in this part. Let me make it a little bit darker. So we're in this kind of part where the 40 minutes are just consolidated, and then as it was breaking, as it breaks the first, same move as it breaks. Like, we haven't got the best price down here because I wasn't convinced on that it was the support. But then as it breaks and then comes down and breaks the second time, you can look to take that move back up to where it originated from. So it looks like it actually just did. I can see my terminal that my runner just got stopped. And same thing over here on the previous day, right? Consolidated for a little bit for the first, like, you know, nearly 40 minutes. As it was breaking up, as it breaks, little pullback, when it can break a second time, or if you can get like a nice clean buy, potentially this one would work. That can be a bit more high risk because you're not sure if the high has been respected and we're just going to keep on trending down. But the second time it takes the break, right, and when you've got clean range to the top side, you can look to take that back up. Usually that kind of move is better after the first couple of hours of the open, when all that sort of manipulation settles down. Yeah. So if this has been the London pullback and it's just building orders, okay, the more times it wicked rejected here, the better it is to go up. But taking that first break, you can very easily just be caught in. You can imagine like the 30-minute candle. The 30-minute candle from London is looked like that, right? And then the next 30-minute candle, I know this looks like it's healthy bullish, but it can always reject. It can always reject and then continue traveling down on this 30-minute candle. And what's lured you into the trade was this big, strong, bullish candle, which really is still just, maybe it's creating that top wick on the 5-minute, on the 30-minute. But if it creates the top wick, comes down, and it keeps on attacking this high of this top wick, like the second, third break, then you're thinking that it's going to fill the top wick of the previous 30-minute candle. But for now, you don't want to get caught in buying the high of the 30-minute candle wick. That's where most of my trades, losing trades will come from, is just getting lured into it when I don't want to, and then when I look it back, I'm like, far out, it's just the high of the 30-minute candle. This ends up coming down, flipping bearish, and yeah, you know, you just got lured by one lower time frame candle.
Hayden, on Financial Juice, what are your settings for the news?
I think I just default.
Just leave it on Forex.
Oh yeah, it is on Forex. Yeah. Can you do more? I don't think I can do more.
I don't think so.
Because I don't want any crypto stuff.
But yours was showing the that invasion, the US strikes in Syria, but I didn't think that would show on the Forex section.
Well, it affects Forex.
Can't see that now anyway. Can't see that news. Oh, it's a long way down, isn't it?
Oh, it's just here.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, it does have that sort
projectile
of
that hit Egypt appears linked to an aerial threat over the Red Sea. Does not elaborate. Okay.
Okay, sorry, I didn't see that. It does actually have sort of news that affects Forex as well.
I never actually thought about it. I just had it on default.
Is that your go-to place for seeing what's going on for announcements or things that could affect trades?
Yeah, it's updated pretty quickly. It says delayed still here, but there I like to look at this one because it links in like Forex Live. Okay, as well. I can see that this symbol means Forex Live.
Okay.
Also, FX Street is another place I used to look at. So this one, FXS. This is FX Street. So it's sort of linking in everything that I want. The other one that I use sometimes is Forex Factory. I use it for like a calendar view, but then what I also use is like I see sometimes in this news latest stories down here. Sometimes I do see a headline here that I haven't seen in other places, and I'm like, ooh, right. And like it can come from like this Schwab.com. Like that's a pretty decent resource. So is sometimes you get trash in there. But like Schwab's pretty good. A lot of them are gated though, that's the thing. So like you click on it, but then it's like, you got to log in and stuff like that. But that's not a bad area. So like, yeah, Financial Juice is usually my go-to.
Oh.
Catch a Rob. Time to board the ship. 2% on the bus ride in. Has everyone given the stream a bit of love?
Well, need to do that.
Thank you. Thanks, Al. Done. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Didn't you say you won't be trading on the phone? Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what I saw, actually? I saw on the phone. They've updated MT5. It actually calculates your risk now, doesn't it? As in, you can see, like, if you put a pen in order, how much you're risking. I noticed that the other day. Sandy. What is gold doing?
Not much.
That's the usual. Yeah, that's the usual for London. I mean, we have been getting some good days, though. Yesterday looked like a pretty decent day. 100 pips, but then Wednesday was no good. Wednesday was like in this chop. Tuesday I think was good, wasn't it? Tuesday was a cracker. Look at that. 250 pips on Tuesday. But most of the time, I mean, with this war news, it's been decent. But then most of the time, like, I stopped looking at London gold just because Germans moves better. And I'm just not interested in trading two things at once. Alright, so... But for gold... Oh, it's pretty hard to forecast. We're going to have to wait for the PCE news and then trade the reaction to the news. But I see nothing. I see literally nothing going on in here. Look at it. You do your head in trading that. Okay. There's that second break above.
Can I ask you a question about some price action on that 3 minute, please?
Yep, Al, for sure.
Okay, so I'm still trying to get my head around this a bit, but if we just go to that double bottom, that's back there. Now, from what I'm figuring, the blue candle is a rejection wick.
This one here?
Yeah.
It didn't break the low. So it's by my definition, it's not strictly a rejection wick, but it kind of looks like a fake out candle because like it did break the high of the previous candle, and it's at that zone. But strictly speaking, I do prefer the wick to be lower, but it's not always the case.
Yeah. Okay. Righto. Yep. So if that was down one, then that would be the first rejection
Yeah, but you can say as well, like this these 3 minute candles, you can say the 5 minute candle, which is the same one. This is the 5 minute candle. This is a rejection wick on the 5 minute.
Right.
So that would be a bit of a stronger confirmation. It broke the wicks to the left, but closed above them. So this wick is a rejection wick.
So then as we go across another couple, the blue one next to that.
This
No,
one?
you go, yeah, that one there. Okay, so that's come back and that's rejected from the top side, right?
Yep. Yep. At that stage, it was just consolidating. So you want to wait for like a second rejection. So the second rejection from the downside was this candle here.
Yep. And then would that be a legitimate entry?
If you trusted this as your support zone, yep, you got to use it.
Okay.
Yep. So if you trust it, if you trust your support zone, go for it. Because the risk reward is quite small. I mean, the risk reward's good. Your risk can be quite small.
Yep.
It all comes down to whether you trust like the zone or not, or whether you think it's going to push down more. But you know, I was looking for these longs initially, but like I just wasn't sure what was going to happen with this zone. I wasn't as focused as I should have been to then say, you know, this is ready to go long. But if you've seen this one and you liked it and you trusted it, then that's a legitimate entry.
Yeah, right. Good. Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. So sometimes as well, like if you are unsure about your entries down here, then like the 3 minute is absolutely beautiful now. So like see how like you got the first break above these wicks was this fella here, and then you've got like above that high, this is a clean zone here. That's a clean zone. So on the pullback, breaking that high a second time, that's another legitimate late entry.
And that's filling that clean candle as well.
Yeah, that's your target. That's your target. So there's 15 pips in there. But that's a fairly safe entry. Risk reward's no good, but that's not a problem because you've got so many other confirmations. You can almost treat this as just a high probability zone to be filled, and then you know, just see how much that's worth to you.
Yeah, righto.
If you can anticipate, like the difference between like taking late entry of all the confirmations in the world, then yeah, you know, your risk reward's diminished. So the benefit is in trying to anticipate the moves and seeing it unfold, and trust in your anticipation skills. That's when you get so much better risk reward. But it doesn't mean that you should just always take that risk when this is a perfectly safe trade to take. You know, and then you just don't know exactly where your stop loss should be, but it's all about trying to get comfortable with your the setups that you see. Like when you see clean space between zones, you can really make a nice living just saying, well, I only want 15 pips here, and I just increase my volume rather than trying to always increase your risk reward. That makes sense?
Yep.
So notice as well, like how we've got a little, see how this one opened here, but then the closing price of the previous candle was this one, and you got that little gap. This is when I say like price will often react from the closing price rather than the opening price of the candle.
So would you still treat that as an imbalance?
Yeah, still an imbalance.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yep, it's just that you might have to like just say, well, the imbalance might be like just a pip different than the top of this candle. So it doesn't mean it's going to turn price around, but it is often like, you know, where you get, there's probably orders sitting here, so that when price does push up to it, you're going to have orders being filled. So you're going to see, you know, the candle move up and down. I'm gonna have to get going, guys. I'm getting word. I need to look after the baby. All right, well, appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to close the other streams first. Zoom guys, just stay on, and then we'll just see if you guys need help with anything. So, Trading Nut stream, Blue Guardian, thanks guys for being here. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'll do a trade breakdown for everything for this week. Hasn't been too active. It's been actually a drama that I need to talk about, which is pretty funny. Funny, not haha funny, but well, it is half funny for some. Anyway, trolls will love it. All right, I'll see you guys later on. My my YouTube guys, really appreciate you guys. All right, trade safe, keep your risk low.